Hey, what's up, guys? This is HCL Productions, back with another YouTube video. We are having an NFL podcast called Fumbled in the Endzone. We're supposed to do it every Wednesday. Today we had to do it on Monday just to wrap up week 7. And I'm gonna be uploading, this is just to listen to. I'm gonna upload another one where I'm gonna put some highlights in it, and that'll be a few days after the original. And I have my co-host Noah today. He's going to be on most of them. And right now, I just want you to put your favorite team in the live chat, just so I know. I'm a Seahawks fan, so they lost yesterday, sadly. And we got a Giants fan. And so basically, we're just going to be talking over we got a Redskins fan. We're talking over some just stuff in the NFL. So let's hop right into it, Noah. So first topic is, wait one sec. First topic is the season so far. So let's just go over like what has been happening and what we expect upcoming. Noah?
Well, the season so far has been pretty wild. COVID protocol, a lot of things have just been strange this season.
Yeah, and also I feel like when we went into week 7, the whole Raiders offensive line is on COVID protocol because one offensive lineman got COVID, and that's how you know they're taking like precautions, and it sometimes messes up the schedule. So we might have an extra 2 weeks just to put in the games that we missed.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is going to be a quick topic. The next one is going to be a little longer. Antonio Brown, the person we've been talking about for like a whole year now. He just signed with the Bucks on a 1-year deal, and we wanted to go into the details about it and like what might happen. To be honest, I don't think he's going to stay on the Bucks for that long.
How are they going to involve him in the offense? They have Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and guys like Sean Miller, who I've never heard of, and they just do so good with Tom Brady at quarterback.
Yeah, and they also, their defense is really good. And already I remember Bruce Arians said, he tweeted like a month or 2 ago, he wanted nothing to do with him. So I don't know how this is gonna go. It's gonna be quick. I think it's gonna be a stop like the Patriots or the Raiders. Then he's gonna be in free agency, and I just want to talk about who might pick him up. So the Seahawks have a chance of picking him up. I think they also had the Ravens. He posted a picture of him on the Ravens, and then he didn't go there.
Yeah. The Ravens, the Seahawks, and the Bucks were the main teams that wanted him.
Yeah, and I feel like the Seahawks don't really need him. It's sort of like a luxury right now.
Yeah.
Because their wide receiver core is like the best in the league, besides the Bucks.
Yeah, Metcalf and Lockett is probably the best 1-2 punch in the league.
Yeah, and then going on to the next topic, we're also going to have some debates, like just argue about some stuff. So we're going to talk about some trade rumors next. So there's been a lot of trade rumors going around. There's been trade rumors about Jake Butt, best name in the league, but no one knows him. He was great in college, played for Michigan. And then if you look at his NFL highlights, you'll find none. I think all you'll find is a fight that happened like a week ago.
Jake Butt is a potential trade candidate. Golden Tate, Alshon Jeffrey, AJ Green, as well as those are the big name wide receivers.
Yeah, and you have some quarterbacks. Andy Dalton, again, And once we get to the defensive line, there's J.J. Watt and Ryan Kerrigan and other stuff. So it's really going around. Also, Melvin Ingram is one from the Chargers that he would really be good on any team because how he can play linebacker or defensive line. And I feel like Jake Butt would be good on like the Patriots or teams that need a tight end because the Broncos already have Noah Fant and a few other tight ends above him, and he's sort of just dropping. Also, Zay Jones, he's not a big name, played on the Bills and the Raiders, and now he is a potential trade candidate, and he's also dropping in the depth charts.
Yeah.
So you also have who will make the Super Bowl? All right, so this is just going to be one of our debate sections. Who will make the Super Bowl? Noah, you go first.
I say it's going to be Bucks versus Steelers. The Steelers didn't look their defense is just too good to not make the Super Bowl. Big Ben is playing great. Chase Claypool looks like the best wide receiver in the league. Juju Smith-Schuster has not been very good, but that receiving core looks like it's the best it's ever been.
All right. I also think the Steelers will make it. There's also another few like the Chiefs, which are always up there when you have Patrick Mahomes. They also have the Titans, who had their first loss against the Steelers, looked sort of confused in that game. And in the NFC, that's harder because they have like a tougher conference. Like you have the Seahawks, who offense can carry them and they can outscore any team.
But that defense.
The defense is not helping them at all. Once they get Jamal back, they need to have a new plan. Because if he's the main rusher, he plays safety, and then you'll have no one like to cover. And I feel like you also have the Bucks, and some of the things are like the teams you usually think will get there. Like last year, the 49ers got there. They had a rough start, but they're like gaining their momentum again. You also have the Rams, who started off hot, both in the Seahawks division, and you have no one in the Giants division because
that division's not very good. That division's trash.
Yeah, and then you also have the Bears, who will make the playoffs. I don't think they'll make the Super Bowl. And then the Saints, who will make the playoffs, but they also won't make the Super Bowl. So I think it's the Seahawks or the Bucks. And, also the Packers. The Packers have been really good through the start. They got Aaron Rodgers got confused playing the Bucks, but otherwise they're really good.
I don't think the Bills and the Packers are really Super Bowl caliber teams anymore because when that offensive line underperforms and Aaron Rodgers, he just crumbles.
Yeah, and
without Aaron Rodgers, that team, it can't win games against the really strong defense like the Bucks or the Steelers.
Yeah, and the Bills, they start off strong. They've lost their last two. Actually, no, they beat the Jets. But they are 5-2, I think, right?
Yeah, 5-2.
And Josh Allen had a great start. He's fallen off a little bit, but Bills fans know. I also like the Bills, but they fall off late in the season. And they'll make it to the playoffs, but I don't think they'll get that deep. They will break their playoff loss drought, though.
Josh Allen, though, a win against the Jets is not a very exciting win.
Oh, for sure. The Jets can't get anything going on offense. And Adam Gase has done nothing good for the team in his past 2 years.
They have to sign Eric Bieniemy, the Chiefs offensive coordinator. They get him. I don't know. They could be much better.
All right, so we're just gonna go over the we usually have 6 from each side in the playoffs. This year we're gonna have 7, and we want to just talk over who we think will make the playoffs and in what position. Noah, you can go first.
Okay. So I'm going to start with the AFC. In the Bills division, it's going to be the Bills. I don't think the Patriots are going to make it. I don't think the Dolphins are going to make it. I think they probably will next year, but I don't see the Patriots making it after the game against the 49ers. I don't see it. And in the next division, I see the Steelers making the playoffs, obviously. The Ravens making it in as the wild. I see the Ravens making it, but I don't see the Browns making it. That division is just too good. And then for the Titans division, definitely the Titans. Maybe the Colts with the wild card, but I don't really think so. Phillip Rivers is too inconsistent. And then in the Chargers division, the Chiefs, obviously, they're a playoff team. And then maybe the Raiders. I don't think anyone else will in that division.
All right, so I'm just going to do my AFC quickly. Most of it's the same. The Bills are for sure going to make it. I feel like the Patriots' highest point at this moment in the season is like 9-7, which won't make the playoffs because you have Lamar and the Ravens, the Colts, and actually, if you think about it, they can make it because you have 6 wild card teams now. And that means, you have 3 wild card teams now, or second play teams. So if you have the Ravens, you'll get the Raiders, maybe. You have maybe the Colts, and then you have the Patriots and the Browns sort of in the hunt right now, sort of looking for that boost to get them playoff contention. And so through there we have some. So I think the Steelers are going to win their division. The Titans are going to win their division. The Chiefs are going to win their division. The Raiders will come in second. I think the peak at this point in the season is like 10-6, which could put them in wild card contention. But we have to see how the other divisions play. Like if the Browns just totally kick into high gear, I feel like you could have 2 of the wild cards in the Steelers division.
Yeah.
And just do the NFC.
For the NFC, I have the Eagles making the playoffs as the winner of the division. Then after that, I have the Packers. No, I have the Bears. I have the Bears for sure. After the Bears division, I have the Bucks. And then after the Bucks division, I have the Seahawks.
And then just do the wild cards.
Wild cards, no wild cards in the Cowboys division. Maybe the Packers. Packers is a wild card. After the Packers, maybe the Panthers. Panthers and Saints. Those are 2 wild card teams. And then basically every team in the Seahawks division is a possible wild card team.
All right, so my NFC. So I feel like it's hard on the Giants division because the Cowboys and the Eagles are sort of even. They're not going to be winning teams. Like, they're not going to have a winning record. But the division is so bad that they're still going to make the playoffs. And so
I don't think they're on the same level as the Eagles. The Cowboys, the offense can't get rolling without Dak. The only reason they beat the Giants is because they had Dak at the beginning of the game, and they had momentum, and they had a lead. And then now Andy Dalton's injured, so
yeah, so like I was gonna say, after Andy Dalton going down, I feel like the Cowboys could have had a chance if he didn't get injured, but now since he's injured, they're not gonna make the playoffs. The Eagles will if Carson Wentz can have a few more good games and the wide receivers can show up, because the wide receivers haven't been that well the last few seasons. And then in the I feel like the Lions are sort of in the hunt right now. If they win a few more games, I feel like they can jump up, because I feel like the Bears, like, they're on a hot streak, but I feel like later in the season they're going to cool down, and that's when, if the Lions start, like, rolling, they could jump up, and the Packers could take the division, and the Bears or Lions could take a wild card. The Bucs are going to win their division with the Saints and the Panthers trailing. It depends. The Falcons just got a new coach, so they're not in contention right now. Maybe in the next few years, if they get a good few players in the draft or get some free agents and trades. And then the Seahawks, I feel this is a hard one. I feel like they're going to win the division, but you could also think, like, you don't know what's going to happen in second place. You have the Rams, who have lost 2 games. The Cardinals have lost 2 games. And the 49ers have lost 3 games. The 49ers, the worst team in the Seahawks division, has more wins than the best team in the Giants division. So I feel like they're all in the playoff contention right now. And then once you go into, like, the best offensive team is the next topic. So Noah, you can go first.
The best offensive team is the Bucs. In my opinion, it's the Bucs. They're the best offensive team. The Bucs are the Chiefs, but probably the Bucs, because Tom Brady, he looked really good last Sunday, and so did that whole team. That whole team looked really good against the Raiders.
All right, so mine is gonna go. I'm either gonna go with the Bucs or the Seahawks, because I feel like the only reason why the Seahawks are 5-1 right now is because the offense has carried them and the defense has just not been good enough. If the defense was, like, better, like, if they had some good pass rushers and they had Jamal Adams back, they could be 6-0 right now. But that defense just went to a dead halt in the second half of last game. And so I feel like for the Seahawks to still be 5-0, I feel like the offense has to be legit. You have, like, 2 of the best wide receivers in the league, and DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. You also have a good third string and David Moore, who gets some good plays here and there. And Chris Carson usually carries the load, but he got injured last game. I don't know what's going to happen with him.
Chris Carson is injured.
Yeah. And so they have Carlos Hyde, who they got from the Texans, who is also pretty good. And then you have Russell Wilson, and he can speak for himself. And you also have the Bucs, with now signing Antonio Brown. They have, like, possibly the best receiving core with the Seahawks and the Chiefs. And Tom Brady can still let it loose even through his 40s. And especially when you have Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. With Mike Evans, throw it anywhere in a radius, and he is going to catch it. Also, I think that what's his name? They have some good third strings and fourth strings, and Antonio Brown's come in. So I don't know how they're gonna put him into the playbook after week 8 when his suspension ends, but we'll see about that. And then the Chiefs have McCole, the Legion of Zoom, McCole Hardman, Tyreek Hill, and Sammy Watkins, and Patrick Mahomes. The run game could use a little help, but it's hanging in there. And so let's just go to the best defensive team. If Noah can start. Actually, no, I'll go first, and we'll just go from there. So let's see if we have the best defensive team, I think, is this is hard because you have a lot of good defensive teams. Just wait one sec because we have lost Noah for a second. All right, so let's just wait for connection to get back. Since COVID, we're having to do this like off a phone call or Zoom, but here he is. So Noah, you can just go on best defensive team if you can hear me.
Best defensive team in the league? Steelers, by far the Steelers. They locked down every.
All right, so we lost him again. So I'll just go. Let me just connect this to the speaker. But wait one sec, Noah.
They locked down every running back that plays them. Derrick Henry had he had barely any rushing yards. He had a touchdown. They locked down Saquon, and they're going to do it all year. And that secondary may not be the best in the league, but it's really good.
All right. So mine will most likely also be the Steelers just because of how their defense have been playing and locking down those running backs, as Noah said. If you could hear him, he was sort of quiet. But we also have other good teams that are around the league. But for sure, the Steelers have the best, especially on that defense. But as we go on, I think if some injuries might happen to the defensive line, and if that happens, I feel like the run game will really slow down, and that would be a problem for the team. So we're going on to best overall team. All right, so Noah, you can go first.
The best overall team, I think it's the Bucs. Their defense is really good. Tom Brady is great. He looks like an MVP. Like Russell Wilson and him, those are the MVP front runners for me. No other team really stands out like that.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I also think the Bucs have a really good overall team. Also, the Steelers, since Big Ben coming back from his injury, has really got back to his old self, and he's been playing great. Chase Claypool has been playing like a number one receiver. And also, you have a good tight end and some solid offensive linemen. And so when you have an old quarterback and a good offensive line, that goes together well because they can't run like they could when they were younger. And you also have two pretty good receivers. Juju sort of dropped off a little, but he still can make plays when you need him to. And we're just going to go to talk about Monday Night Football. And we're just gonna.
Monday Night Football, that game, it's a test for the Bears. Are they really a playoff team? That's the game where you're going to find out if the Bears are a playoff team. If they're playing Sean McVay, probably the best offensive minds in football right now.
Yeah, and also you have so we really have to see. This is really a test for both teams to see who is gonna can really make the playoffs. You have the Bears, who just had a quarterback switch with putting in Nick Foles, and Jared Goff is looking better again, and Cooper Kupp and Woods have been playing great. So it's really a test of who can win on the defensive side, because we know both offenses are really good. They both have good pass rushers, and Aaron Donald and Khalil Mack. You have Jalen Ramsey, and the whole Bears secondary is actually pretty good. And so we'll see how this game turns out. And just to wrap it up before we leave, and we'll go and just talk about week 7, just review over it. So.
Okay, week 7 review. Well, Herbert gets his first win against the Jags team. I mean, it's nothing to be excited about when you beat the Jags, but hey, a win is a win. First win, that's pretty exciting. Tua is starting, so we get to see all the first three rookies taken in the draft starting. I wonder what that means for Jordan Love and Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. So I feel like Jordan Love's not going to get a start this year. Maybe if the Packers play really good up to the end and they just sit Aaron Rodgers for the last game and just have Hurts play, but Love play. Jalen Hurts, I feel like if by now it's really up to Carson Wentz, because if he doesn't play well, they're going to take him out and put in Hurts. And that's not it's going to be a big switch, but it's not like the division's super good and that might mess up your whole team. The division's not good. The Cowboys are totally out of it. The Giants aren't really a contender right now, and the Redskins need help at quarterback. And so, also, let's go to some of the earlier games with the Chiefs winning again, and we have Chiefs blowing out the Broncos, the Bucks blowing out the Raiders. We have the 49ers blowing out the Patriots. Let's talk about Cam Newton's 3 interceptions, and then he got taken out, and Jared Stidham got the start. That was a little surprising to me. And we also have the Eagles winning by 1 point in the Giants game. The Saints took a win against the Panthers. The Bills beat the Jets. That was a sort of sloppy game. Josh Allen needs to learn how to protect the football. The Browns won against the Bengals in a back-and-forth game. Washington blew out the Cowboys for their second win. The Packers beat the Texans. The Texans have not, when you come into the season, you think, oh, they're going to be 0-1. They're playing the Chiefs. But I didn't think they would lose, their next game, their next few games. And so there's also, just have Noah talk on this for a sec, if he's still there.
The Texans game?
Yeah.
The Texans game, they're out of the playoff race. The Texans, they're definitely out of it.
Yeah, they've been out of control.
They're no longer the dominant team that they once were. Yeah,
and now they have a new coach. I feel like they should start a rebuild now, and Deshaun Watson should get traded to revive his career. and JJ Watt's on the trade rumors. You also have like Will Fuller, who you could build around. He's like a young, good talent. And you also and find a receiver that a quarterback that would pair well with him, because Deshaun Watson would usually throw to Hopkins, but he left. And then your linebacker core is like really good, but you also need like one person who could really like take over and help the team. And so I think that's all for today. We're just gonna wrap it up, and we're gonna do our next one on Wednesday, and that's gonna be so this one I'm not gonna do a highlight video. The next one I will. That'll come out a few days later, and I feel like you should watch the Bears-Rams game. I'm gonna try to watch a little. That one's gonna be a good one, and that's all. HCL Productions signing out.